Good evening and welcome to Nilla South. Tonight we're going to be making a gumbo. Pretty excited about it. If you're from where I'm from, Southwest Louisiana, you're very picky about whose gumbo you eat and just eat anybody's gumbo. So we'll talk about kind of the way that we make it here. We don't put tomatoes or tomato sauce or any of those things. It's almost like blasphemy. You don't do that here. And if anybody tells you bless your heart about your gumbo, they're not being nice. So you should need to find a new friend. But tonight we're gonna start with this gumbo. It's pretty simple and it's gonna go pretty fast. It's actually a quick meal once you get everything prepared. So I already have my chicken. Make sure that you get the chicken on the bone, because if you don't, your gumbo is not gonna come out as good. And I'm just gonna put this on high heat. And I'm gonna go ahead and add my water. People do a lot of different things. I don't really think it makes a difference if you cook this chicken, sear it, or any of that stuff. We don't do that. We just boil it down. And I'll go ahead and add in some seasoned salt. That's a little over a teaspoon, because this is a really small scoop. Then I'll add in some Tony Chachere's. That's Cajun seasoning. And that's probably about 2 teaspoons of that to start. Woo! That was a wild ride. Okay. Sometimes it's hard to be me. I'll say that a lot. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead in with some onions and dice up. That's probably about 1.5 onions. I'm not making a huge pot of gumbo. I'm also gonna come in with some, this is just chicken, I guess dried chicken stock. I'm out of regular chicken stock, so I'm just using this for today. Okay, a little bit of bell pepper. Right, it's not even a whole bell pepper. Went really high on that water, so this will be fun. A little green onion. Celery. It's probably about 1/2 cup of celery. This is my garlic that I freeze. I do fresh garlic with a little bit of olive oil and freeze them. So it's fresh, but not fresh. Okay, for this gumbo, I'm just gonna let this start cooking down. I'm not gonna add the sausage in just yet. So I'll let this cook down and then I'll be adding some more seasoning and sausage. Just be sure with your chicken that your chicken is on the bone, and also with your sausage. We use, it's not far from here, a place called Rabbitoo's. That's the sausage that we use, but make sure that you use a good sausage, preferably with some type of Cajun blend, or don't use something that doesn't have a good fat content. Like, you want to make sure and get like a pork beef mixture or something with some fat in there, unless you're cooking light, and then that's fine. You do you, but I'm not doing this to this gumbo. This gumbo is gonna have all the good stuff in it. So anyway, make sure that you get a good blend on your sausage, like beef and pork are the ones that I kind of like to stick with, like a beef and pork blend, or even just pork, but just make sure it's like a good, it's seasoned good. I like the varieties that have like green onions. Those are good. Just don't get like a bland. This is not where you want to go with like your Hillshire Farm or whatever, like those, or like the more like blender ones. You don't want to do that in here, because Okay, we'll be back once this gets to boiling and I'll show you what happens next. Okay, we're now gonna, I forgot to tell you, you can't have gumbo without potato salad. It's a must. You have to have potato salad. It's un-American if you don't. So we're gonna get started on that. For this, I'm not making a huge potato salad because it's just my family. So I did dice the potatoes up and I'll tell you how we do that. It's gonna be good. All right, so we're gonna come into this pot with some water. Whoopsie. Struggles with the filming. And I'll put some water in that. And then I'll put a little salt. Always salt your water with your potatoes. You can't go back and make it right if you don't do it. It's about a teaspoon of salt into there. Okay, and then we're gonna hit that with some high heat and let those boil. Very excited about it. Okay, I'm back with my gumbo, and so we'll just take a look at that, and I'm ready to add a few more things to this. So I just wanted to go over that with you. I'm gonna come in with a tiny bit of Kitchen Bouquet, just because I like a very dark gumbo. This is just a browner, and I just put like a tablespoon. I think it's a little more than a tablespoon. Just kind of almost in my mind that we do this, but it is what I do. And I am going to come back and debone this meat because it does make it easier for everybody to eat them. Okay. Then I'll come in with some granulated onion. The cord right in the way. Now, recording yourself is just proven to be the biggest challenge of this. This is just some granulated onion powder. A little bit of garlic powder. I have green onions in here, but I'm also going to put a little bit of chopped chives. Parsley. A little bit of hot sauce, Louisiana hot sauce. And that would kind of be the taste if you like a spice or not. I'll put about a tablespoon of vinegar, just a small amount, and a little bit of chicken base. This is just the Sam's brand. And with a little bit of chicken base. And then I'll also add in my sausage. It's probably about 1.5 pounds sausage. And I'll let that cook down just a little bit more before adding in the roux and deboning the chicken. It's a pretty full pot. Okay, so we're gonna leave this alone and let it cook down just a little bit more, and then I'll come back and start deboning that chicken and add it in my roux. I am gonna add a little more seasoned salt and a little more Tony's because I always this is just my ritual. And a little bit of regular salt. Okay. And I'm I'm gonna let that start rolling before I put that roux in. Okay, so I'll bring you over here. And I am now gonna start working on a molasses. It's a cranberry molasses brown bread, and I'm super excited about making it. This is my recipe, so it's not really anybody. It's just kind of a variation of several things that I've tried, so I'm excited about it. Okay, so right here I have 1.5 cups of milk and 1/2 cup of water, and I have this at a heat that is lukewarm for the yeast. So I'm gonna add into this, let this yeast start proofing. Just wanna make sure I don't have this too hot. It's a delicate little situation with yeast. And I think we're good. So I'm gonna come in and add 2 1/4. This would be a packet basically of yeast if you didn't buy yeast in bulk. Got that. Whoopsie. And then I don't really need to add sugar to this because the milk does have some sugar. And I will have so much molasses in the recipe itself that I don't want to overdo it. I'm also going to come in here with 2 tablespoons of olive oil. 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Excited about it. And I'm just going to let that proof. Then here, I'll tell you what I have in this bowl, this goodness. So I have 1 cup of oat flour here, which I just made by grinding up oat. So it's super easy and inexpensive. 1 cup of wheat flour and 1 cup of white flour. So I have 1 cup of each. Oat flour, white flour. And then I'm gonna put in a teaspoon of salt. And this is a cranberry molasses brown bread, and it will have pecans, so walnuts, sorry. The recipe says pecans that I wrote, and I changed my own recipe. So follow along. I hope you can keep up. All right, so we're here. We have that stirred in, good enough. Top. And we're just waiting on this yeast to rise. I can go ahead. I don't really want to add my walnuts and my pecans until I'm ready. So we'll probably just freeze right here and wait for my yeast to rise to add the rest in. This is where we're at with our gumbo. And it is looking and smelling just like it's supposed to. Wish you were here right now in Louisiana, hanging out with me, eating some of this good stuff, okay? The sausage really does the trick. It's, as my son says, game changer. Game changer. All right, we'll wait on that just a few more minutes before we start doctoring it up. Give this gumbo just a little bit more attention. We're almost done with it, so I'll show you where we're at. I have that broth cooking down. That good stir. And then we're gonna come in here with a little bit of roux. Use the wrong spoon for that. I had to rinse that off. So we can come in here with our roux now, and this is where it'll darken and thicken. And this is when your house gets to smelling right here. This is that ingredient. I don't put huge amounts in at once. This is probably going to be about 1.5 cups of roux. This is Savoy's. That's the roux that I use. I think there's another Carrie's, and sometimes I make it myself. It's a lot of trouble, especially in a pinch. I'll do this. Say a lot of trouble. It's not that much trouble, but it definitely takes longer when you're doing that. Kind of breaking that up. I'm going to give that a little bit of a stir before I go in with any more, just to make sure that I need more. And I have some chicken. I did take the thighs out. I'm letting them cool. That way I can debone them. I'm leaving the legs intact. Okay. I think I will come in with a little bit more roux. Don't make a watery gumbo. People's gonna talk about you. Don't do that. Okay. And don't make it too light either. They'll talk about you. That's chicken soup. That's what you call that, chicken soup. Okay, so I'll let this cook down and we'll come back and take a look at the finished product. I do have my potato salad over here. It's not very fancy. What we'll do to that, have 3 eggs, a few potatoes. I got my spoon dirty because I started the wrong pot, so let me wash that. Okay, I'll put a little bit of seasoned salt in this potato salad. La, la, la. It's very exciting to have a camera that doesn't follow my food. I had a bad camera stand. It's a Christmas gift. Leveled up there. Somebody was listening. Santa was listening. So I'll put a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. I go back to work Monday. Been off of work 2 full weeks. So I will surely be in a little bit of system shock. Do a little Tony's. I can't really, my pepper somewhere. A little bit of Tony's, not too much, not too little. Oh, and now I'm putting this salt in the cabinet, which doesn't belong there. Aha! There we go. A little bit of pepper. A little bit of pepper. Cha-cha-cha. Okay. Come in here with a spoon of mayonnaise. We're more yellow potato salad people. If you have a white potato salad, we don't know. We'll still be your friend, but we'll avoid that subject. Okay? Give this a stir. And I would tell you measurements, but I don't know because potatoes are different sizes. So you want to do it creamy, but not watery. Basically, keep going in with that. So it's creamy, but not watery. I really hate that I have to stir these pots with these spoons that don't scratch it. It's my least favorite thing about these pots. Okay, I'm going to come in with a little bit more mayonnaise and a little bit more mustard. And then I think we're done with this. And then we have to have some saltine crackers. Oops. Throwing food. Throwing food. Give that a good stir around. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I got 2 little excited boys in there ready to eat some gumbo. Who you can't fill up. Okay, potato salad is done. Don't overdo it, girl. Okay. While oh y'all. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I know you will wish you were here. Might add I don't know if I'm going to add more roux. I don't know. This is a great debate. Okay. Look at that. Look at that. That's the real thing. It's the real thing. I don't know who you are, where you're from, but that's what it's going to look like. Okay. Turn that down just a little bit. And we can come over here and finish this bread quickly. Quickly. Okay. So in here, get back up here. In here already I have 1 cup of white flour, 1 cup of oat flour, 1 cup of wheat flour in here, and a teaspoon of salt. So now we're going to come in and we're going to add the bubbly foamy yeast. And this is 1½ cups of milk, ½ a cup of water, 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast, and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So we're going to get this in here, put this down, and we're going to get jiggy with it. Sorry, Will Smith. Okay, we'll put that in there. That is going to be so delicious. Let that go a little bit. Let it start cleaning the sides off. I'm over here putting this last tablespoon of yeast in my gumbo because it just feels like the right thing to do. I also got this fancy microphone for Christmas, so hopefully you can hear me a little bit better. Okay, we're going to scrape the sides down a little bit. Ooh, let's go down here. Let's go where you can see. Scrape the sides down just a little bit so this can do what it does, do what it do. Can you see? Can you see, Chef? Can you see? I need help in this area very much. I need like somebody that knows what they're doing with cameras. Okay. Come here. And then we're going to go back down. We're going to go back down. Go a little bit more. It's be kind of a wet dough. And then, I'm not going to come too late with this. Molasses. ½ cup of molasses. Oh yeah. We're not scared. We're not scared. This is going to be a real bread. This is going to be some real stuff right here. Clean this out. Look at that. Look at that goodness. Okay. Get my handy dandy towel over here because I'm making a mess already. And I can, it's optional, I could add another ½ cup of flour, and I probably will because it is a little bit wet for what I intend it to be. Might even add 1 more cup of flour. So that would be 2 cups of white, 1 cup of oat, and 1 cup of wheat. Come in 1 cup of flour. That is an ad lib because that is not as dry as I expected. Hopefully that'll start cleaning the bowl a little bit. Yep, that's going to do it. Come on, big boy, do what you do. Whoa, whoa, getting crazy. Okay. Oh yes, this is what I was looking for. And it's still a wet dough. I want it to be a wet dough. I want it to be moist and delicious and good. I want it to be a wet dough. I don't know why I've been on such a cranberry tangent. Just can't let go of the holidays. Okay. I'm gonna let that go a little bit longer. And I'll start adding in my cranberries and walnuts. I know what I forgot to add. Cinnamon. I need a teaspoon of cinnamon in this. Lift this up. I almost forgot. It wouldn't have been bad. It would have been okay, but it wouldn't have been the best. Okay, I have my cinnamon here. And this is a half teaspoon measure, so I'm going to do teaspoon of cinnamon. Teaspoon of cinnamon. Can't talk. And I think I'm going to go ahead and come in with my cranberries. 3/4 cup of cranberries. 3/4 cup of walnuts. Oh my goodness, y'all. Oh, so this is a bread. This isn't a cake. This is a bread. This is going to be so good. Oh, I wish you were here. Wish you were here. This is going to be good. This is going to be amazing. Look at that. Look at it. That mix good. Then almost ready to plate this up in the thing, and I'm gonna let it rise. It's going to be so phenomenal. My hands are clean. My hands are clean. My hands are clean. It's doing just the amount of like giveaway that I want it to have. It pulls away just like I would like. It's sticky, 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 but it's what I was looking for. All right, so we'll come over here, and I'm just going to give this a stir. I can undo this now. I'm going to give it a stir and get all that goodness off the sides. Make sure the walnuts are mixed in. I hope this is on the camera. Make sure the walnuts are mixed in. Cranberries are mixed in. Oh. All right, then we're going to come over here with, put some parchment paper in here. Let's put some oil under it. And I'll show you what happens next, this beauty. So I'm going to come straight into my bread pan because it is such a wet dough. I'm not going to try to do like a first rise, and then I am going to come in and pop it, but I'm going to actually let this one rise in the pan. And I'm okay with that. This smells so good already, and it's raw. So there's that. There's that. It is sticky. It's sticky. Okay. Whoops. I wanted that off the side. I want it all in the pan. Put this down in this pan. Wet. Okay. Not going to overthink it. Now, we're going to come in with some walnuts on top. That way we're going to know what we're eating. We got some walnuts in there. And then we are also going to have some oatmeal on top. That way we know there's some oat flour in there. And this just gives it a little goodness. And then I am going to let this rise for at least an hour before I bake it. And once I turn this oven off, that's probably where I'm putting it, on top of the oven, not on a burner or anything, but that kind of gives it a humid
place to rise. Okay? And then please stand by because we're about to check on that gumbo. Okay, so I'm back and we're ready to plate this gumbo up. I'll go ahead and get started. Just kind of show you what the gumbo itself looks like. Here we go. Give that a stir so you can see the whole thing. Amazing. And then I will also show you what the plate is going to look like. I'm going to fight with all the camera equipment. Okay, so I went ahead and put some crackers here on the plate. And on the plate itself, I'm going to come in with a little bit of potato salad. A little bit of potato salad, crackers. Then we will rice. There. I'm not going to put too much rice because I want to have plenty of juice. It's going to be so good. There we go. And this, which I would call a perfect gumbo. Okay. I have this completely plated up and I'm going to give it a taste to make sure that it's okay. It's very hot. Amazing. Thank you for being with me today. I'll come back with the bread. Show you what that looks like. Okay, so this bread has risen a little over an hour. This is the cranberry. It's cranberry, molasses, and pecan. It's a brown bread. So I'll show you what that looks like before I go into the oven with that. And I am probably going to dust that lightly with a little bit of butter before I put that in the oven. And I'll show you the finished product. Okay, I think that the bread is done. So I'm going to take a look in there and then we'll come out of the oven with the bread. Show you what that looks like. I have some sweet potatoes here for a little project I'm doing tomorrow. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. I think it needs to bake just a little bit more in the center. So I'm gonna put that in about 5 more minutes and then I'll be able to slice that up. Okay, I'm back and we're ready to take the cranberry molasses walnut bread out of the oven. It's a brown bread, so I'll show you kind of how that came out and then we'll give that a taste to see how it looks. Delicious. Looks amazing. Wish you were here. Okay. Get down there. The dog's on the move. She's always on the move when she knows something good's about to happen. Take this out. You can see it in all its glory. Oh my goodness. Y'all. I don't know who you are. I know you wish you were here. Okay, I have to get a middle piece because that's my favorite. Those toasted walnuts and cranberries. And oh, this came out so good. I can't wait to taste it. So I'm gonna add a little bit of butter. Just a little bit, because by itself it's delicious. Okay, and then we'll go for a taste. Oh, do you want to see the taste? Okay. That was absolutely delicious. It's not just because I made it, I promise. Y'all, cranberry, molasses, walnut, cranberry molasses, walnut, brown bread. It is so delicious. All right, have a good night. Eat good. Enjoy.